Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Dating for Profit. Everyone is familiar with the notion of marrying for money, but there's a growing phenomena out there that is perhaps becoming even more popular now. It's the practice of dating for profit. And it's both fascinating and it's becoming more common. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show, as well as to tell you that the show was sponsored by HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a company that allows you to purchase live calls with real celebrities, and the calls are $19.95 and $29.95 for a 15 and 30-second call. The celebrities can call and talk to you live, or they can leave a message on your voicemail. So give it a try. It's called HollywoodIsCalling.com, and there are more than 100 celebrities to choose from. Now let's get started. Everybody knows that the practice of marrying for money has been going on for centuries. Sometimes it's very overt, like when the royal family of one country would marry a member of the royal family of another. And that would often be done to increase commerce and trade between countries. It would be done to prevent an invasion, and it would also be done to prevent wars. So why are marriages becoming less common? Today, millennials are getting married less often than ever before, compared to previous generations. Millennials are delaying marriage by more than a decade. For example, in 1965, the average woman got married at the age of 21. And the average man got married at the age of 23. Today, the average marital date for a woman is 29, and the average marital date for a man is 30. So why are these rates dropping? Well, there are a number of reasons for that. First, it's the widespread and growing availability of dating options. People used to have to spend a lot of time and energy and money to go out and find somebody. They'd have to go out to the bars. They'd have to go out and socialize in groups or special events. It took a lot of effort, a lot of money. That's no longer the case, as everybody knows. Now there are countless free dating sites allowing you to search for whatever you're looking for. You can find people of any size, shape, age, personality, lifestyle, or background. Whatever your criteria is, it's there online. If you're interested in finding somebody who's 5'8", has blonde hair and blue eyes, and loves comic books and salsa dancing, then you can find 1,000 of those people in the next few hours just by going to the various free dating sites. Whatever your interests or your hobbies or tastes and desires, you can go online and find an almost endless array of people who share those with you. So if anybody can find a date these days with all these dating options, why are relationships blowing up so quickly? Why are all these perfectly matched online dating relationships detonating within days, weeks, or sometimes months of their inception? Well, the reason is that while people used to look for a certain look or a certain personality type, now they're looking for somebody who shares their agenda. Agenda dating means that someone is dating in a very purposeful way for somebody who shares their goals, their purpose, or their agenda. It's very specific. For some people, their agenda may be sexual. For other people, it may be a specific look. Some people have an agenda to start a family. You can usually tell what somebody's agenda is simply by reading their ad, their singles ad. There is such a wide range of agendas. For some people, it's a sexual partner. For somebody else, it's a partner to travel with. A lot of people are just looking for somebody to drink with or smoke dope with. There's another new and growing agenda that's becoming more popular across the globe, not just in the United States. And those are people who are looking for someone who can help them migrate from their country to the good old United States. That's the goal, and that is the agenda. If you check out some of the foreign dating sites, and there are a lot of them, you'll find millions of great-looking people who will put themselves on these sites because they want to meet someone from America. It's very rare that people want to migrate from America to a foreign country. That's because the United States is the golden ticket for a lot of these people, a lot of foreigners, and this is where they want to come to. They've watched TV and movies in their own home countries. They've seen Beverly Hills. They've seen New York. They've seen the glitz of Las Vegas, and they think that's America. The fact is that there are so many stunning people overseas who are looking to leverage a relationship to come to the United States, that the cable TV networks are now featuring shows built around this very phenomenon. One of them is called 90 Day Fiancé, and it's a cable show that features an endless parade of foreigners wanting to come here to meet and marry Americans. The agenda there is to spend a few months online getting to know each other over video, and then they'll come here on a K-1 visa. Once the sponsored fiancé comes to the United States on the K-1 visa, the government gives them 90 days to decide if they're going to marry or not. Now, of course, no matter how bad things are, the sponsored fiancé coming from another country is still willing to stay here to get married. They could be fighting every day. The cops could be coming to the house. It could be endless turmoil, but they still want to stay. They want to get married. And that's because, the marriage is often just a mechanism to get the green card. What's interesting about the show is that despite the fact that most of these people are very aligned in their agendas, they both want to get married, but it's oftentimes for different purposes. The foreigner wants the green card, and the American wants some measure of romantic security. If you watch the show, couples are constantly fighting, getting arrested, breaking up, and reconciling every other day. It's like an endless whirlwind of name calling. What a lot of these relationships, both the foreign relationships, and the American relationships between two American citizens have in common is that they're both dating for profit. That's their agenda. There's not even a thin veil concealing people's agenda out there anymore. In fact, if you look at the ads on the dating sites, you can see that a lot of these people will print language in their singles ads that's very bold and brazen and very candid about what they're looking for. And that's money. People are including language in their ads that's very specific and non-ambiguous. You can scan through a lot of these ads and you'll see a lot of sentences being used over and over and over again. Things like, I'm looking for someone to start a business with. I'm looking for someone to network with. I'm looking for someone to share an apartment with. Or I'm looking to move to the United States. And then there's the classic and very often used sentence that you see in a lot of singles ads these days. No job, no car, don't bother. By the way, these financial agendas are not just being pursued by women at the expense of men. It's amazing how many women will go out and have sex with a guy on the first date, and then he doesn't call again. And she'll often assume that it's because he's a serial cheater, or because he's not the marrying type, or because he just can't be trusted. When in reality, it's something far different. In reality, a lot of these guys, after they have sex with a woman and they realize what she really is and what her financial background and limitations are, they simply stop calling because they're looking for a woman who's better off financially. It's an interesting turnabout because, while many females used to do that to men all the time, now men are doing it to women on a regular basis. But a lot of women still continue to think that the men are simply turning their back on them because they're somehow lacking in character. When in reality, these guys are simply moving on to a better financial prospect. Just as a lot of women have been screening their online potential partners, based on their occupations, their income, the car they drive, the city they live in, men are now starting to evaluate women based on their financial appeal. Does she have a car? Does she have a job? Does she have a lot of kids? All of this financially centric behavior is called dating for profit. Typically it involves two people who aren't ready to marry, but they're looking for a romantic partner who can provide them with access to cash, travel, partying, entertainment, and an enhanced lifestyle. So what does an enhanced lifestyle mean? Typically, it means somebody's looking for somebody else who lives in a home or neighborhood that is more desirable in their own, and that is how they want to live. You can see this language, in a lot of singles ads. It's usually, seeking a partner who has a passport and loves to travel, that sort of thing. So, having said that, welcome to the wonderful new world of dating. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.